safely, yes. Right, yeah. That's my final answer. Cooking safely. I'm terrible.
I am a straight donation station in Jupiter.
If you're low on cash, call Sawhead.
Give us a moment, FP. Give us a moment. Right in the middle.
Can we just please stop saying this a moment ago?
Subtle signs that you're playing with a stick.
A bag? You want me to be intimidated by a fucking bag? What's up, dogs? We have an absolutely loaded show for you guys, but I want to start with an email, a bit of news that came across my desk. I'm officially German.
What?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah.
What?
Renaturalization is complete. So both of my paternal grandparents, so my grandmother and my grandfather on my dad's side, were from Germany. And they unfortunately had their citizenship revoked by this guy called Adolf Hitler.
Heard of him?
Yeah, not a good guy. So there's a process where if that happened, it's like a right of return situation. And so all you got to do is like produce the right documents and prove that your grandparents were German and they had a little rough go in the 30s. And I just got the email that I'm officially a dual German citizen.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have a really important question for you.
Yes.
Does this make you a European Ryder Cup fan automatically?
No, it does not. It does not. That is a good question, though. I'm feeling awesome. I'm going to lead the show with an Andy Bernard quote. You know Andy Bernard from The Office?
That is, yeah.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Oh. These are the good old days, man.
The good old days.
We got Pebble and Riv coming up. So great. The famous Manchester United have won 4 games in a row. We had an unbelievable watch-along yesterday and an unbelievable finish to the tournament. So we're going to recap a crazy, maybe slightly less crazy in the fan department, but until the end, but we'll talk about that. But a crazy, crazy finish to the WM Phoenix Open. We've got a great interview with Collin Morikawa, who's slumping. There's no doubt about it. But he knows it. And I believe he'll get back. We've got a hell of a Dankings for you. You guys seem to love the Dankings, so we've got a really good one. And yes, I will be weighing in on the Players' 5th major debate. I got an official statement. Neil Shipley made the cut, his first cut of the year, and he has his TJL debut this week, so we might hear from him later. Cool. We'll have to see if we have time. Let's start with the WM Phoenix Open. So we were doing the watch-along, and obviously Hideki had to back off his putt on 18, and then he had to go full Tiger and stop really on the downswing, which takes tremendous forearm strength in the playoff, and then his tee shot in the playoff hit a fan or hit a gallery person and bounced back into the water. And I was pretty upset for him. And naturally, you want to start blaming the chaos and the energy of the WM Phoenix Open. But on further review, and smart people change their minds with new information, we were watching on mute, so we couldn't really hear what was happening. On 18, when he had to back off his putt, that shit happens when there are thousands of drunk fans. It was unfortunate, but I don't think it was malicious or horrible. They were yelling, "Get in the hole," like not miss it. And then the playoff, I saw a video this morning that some security guard dropped a chair on accident. So it's an accident. And then he hits it way left of the bunker into the crowd. And yeah, he gets a terrible break, but just don't hit it there. You know, I didn't see anyone go left of the bunkers on 18. So look, after further review, which I said earlier, and that's the last time I'm going to use a football term because that football game made my eyes bleed last night. It's kind of no harm, no foul from my perspective. It was a great week in Phoenix. I'm not blaming the fans. I think it was perfect. You know, players said it was a little tamer, just more of a fun environment, less nastiness. And I think after the chaos of 2024 with the rain and how sloppy everything got, they had to stop selling alcohol. I think they've done an incredible job to bring it right to it was perfect. It was a great week. So we thought Hideki for sure had it after 17, but he was fighting his golf swing all damn week. So 73 players made the cut. He was 70th in strokes gained off the tee. It's really hard to win a golf tournament hitting the ball off the tee like that. He hit just 3 of 14 fairways on Sunday, but it looked like he was going to get away with it after his shot on 18 in regulation carried the water. It bounced into the little grassy knoll in those random-ass church pew bunkers, which are just so random. And then it kicked back into a kind of a reasonable distance where it looked like he had room to clear the lip, and then disaster struck. Let's roll this clip from the watch-along. See how Hideki's nerve is. Oh, my God, it hit the thing. Oh, it hit the... Where'd it go?
It caught pew.
Oh my goodness. Hideki he got lucky. It came out into the fairway, but he bladed that shit. Needs an up and down to win the WM Phoenix Open. Looks like he went a little right. And it's a decent shot. It's 20 feet for Hideki Matsuyama to avoid a playoff. Hideki Matsuyama from 24 feet for the victory to avoid his first bogey of the day. He missed it.
Missed it. We're going to a playoff, baby.
Could we see An all-time collapse from Hideki Matsuyama here. Got it. Got it. So we're off to a playoff. And it was Chris Gotterup who took advantage. So Gotterup shot 8 under on Thursday. He had the lead after 18 holes. But then he stalled out big time on Friday and Saturday. Shot 71-70, just 1 under in the middle 2 rounds. And he was totally out of the picture with 6 holes left. But then he went birdie, 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 par, birdie, birdie to finish, and that's why you stay in the game. And then he hooped a 26-footer on 18 for the win, and that's now his 4th win on tour, his 2nd win of the young season, his 3rd win in his last 11 starts, and he's up to number 5 in the world. Sure seems like a shoe-in for the President's Cup. Very likely to be on the Ryder Cup team next summer in Adair. And he won with the Tour BX mindset, the Bridgestone balls we have behind me. You know who else plays those balls?
Dan Rappaport?
Dan Rappaport. I won the West LA Masters, a.k.a. the Brentwood Country Club Championship with those. The Velo Surge is the new technology. I love the Bridgestone balls because I can always tell when it's mine. You know, you walk up in the fairway, it's got a little bit of a different dimple pattern. It's got the big B on it. I call them bridge bones instead of Bridgestones, which is also fun. And the mindset thing, it's like I think Jason Day helped come up with it. Yeah, it's like you're supposed to stare at it because news that's going to shock everybody. I have ADHD. And so I used to play like full rounds of golf, and I'd be on the 18th hole and be like, I don't think I've looked at the damn golf ball one time. And now I have something that focuses me on the golf ball. So Chris Gotterup wins with the new golf ball. What a player he is. And we have an interview. We caught up with him. Now, we wanted to do this really, really quickly because it was at the end of his press conference. He wanted to watch Super Bowl. I kind of want to watch the Super Bowl. So here's my interview with Chris Gotterup. Can you explain to me the origin of the "Give Me My Money" tweet? Because I love it.
Tell them to bring me my money.
I actually don't. It was some Twitter video that I saw years and years ago, and I just thought it was hilarious. And every time we won in college, I would send it in the team group chat, and coach thought it was hysterical. So I've been keeping it rolling.
Even though there was no money in college?
Yeah, no money. It was just for fun. Get a couple laughs in the group chat.
How did you experience that? I mean, it was chaos on the 18th hole. Hideki has to back off. He hits a ball left. No, I didn't see anyone hit in the water all week. It hits the guy in the... Like, how did you experience that from your perspective? Was it tough to sort of like stay in your own world?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in this tournament in general, and then obviously a playoff when it's all on us. And I was expecting Hideki to hit one right down the middle, and obviously probably a tough break that it goes in the water, but he had a great shot out of there, and you know, you're expecting him to make that putt, and I felt like I just managed the hole well, and obviously had a great tee ball to start it off, which helps, and got it on the green, and was just, you know, hoping for that ball to go in the hole, you know, on the putt. But it's something that I've never felt before, just with all of that energy focused on you. It's a crazy feeling.
Last thing, really quick. It's already 3-0. We're going to go watch the game. Who's going to win? What's the score going to be?
Well, now I know it's who's 3-0.
It's 3-0 Seahawks.
All right, I'm going to go 21-17 Seahawks.
All right, I like it. I'll see you next week, dude.
Right.
Good plan.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Good stuff from Chris Gotterup. Some other finishes to highlight from the WM Phoenix Open. Scotty Scheffler bounced back from his worst round in years. That's 73. He shot +2 the first round. And then over the last 3 days, he shot 65, 67, 64 to finish tied for third. It's his 8th straight top 5 finish. I'm going to say that again. 8 straight top 5 finishes, and it's his 18th top 10 in a row. That's 2 more consecutive top 10s than a guy called Tiger Woods ever had. And, you know, we've been talking a lot about the cut streak because Xander Schauffele, he's ended at 72, and Scotty now has the lead at 66, and a lot of people will say, well, you know, there's a lot of no-cut events, a lot of signature events. What about the top 10 streak?
Yeah.
There's no bullshit going on with that. The guy's got 18 straight top 10s. We are very fortunate to witness prime Scotty. Siwoo Kim tied for third. His 4 starts to start the year. T11, T6, T2, T3. He's at $1.7 million in earnings.
Balling.
And it's not even signature event season yet. Jake Knapp, 8th place, solo 8th. He's gone tie for 11th, tie for 5th, solo 8th. An amazing start to the year.
Balling.
Patrick Rogers, the best player on the planet. He finished tie for 60th, but he still gets in to Pebble and Riv through the Aeon Swing 5. Know how much he wanted to play Riv because he spends a lot of time here in LA, so awesome to see him in there. Victor Hovland tied for 10th in his season debut. Ryo Hitsatsune followed up that tied for second at the Farmers with a tied for 10th finish. Xander Schauffele's made one cut in a row. Finished with a 65 to finish tied for 41st. Now, from the not-so-fun department, Max Homa, T66, just stuck in neutral. Tony Finau, another missed cut. That's 3 out of 4 to start the year. Jordan Spieth, we did a one-hole with that was awesome. He's won that he's had a lot of success at that tournament. Also missed the cut. Not good to see. And Brooks Koepka also missed the cut. He had an outside chance to make it. He needed to make like a 30-footer on 18. Ended up kind of ramming it past the hole and 3-putting. We're going to roll in to the Knockaround, presented by Knockaround. This is Dan on Golf, presented by Knockaround. They're our presenting sponsor. And these are the best sunglasses in the game. These are the Panoramas. These are my go-to. Get a lot of compliments on these. I am amazed. As I just put these sunglasses on, I'm amazing at how good the quality still feels because I knock these things around.
As you should.
I put my sweaty damn hands on them. I put my, I put sunscreen on them, put them on right away. I throw them in my bag. These are the same, if not better quality than sunglasses that cost 10 times the price. And we have a promo code for you. If you go to knockaround.com/golf and use the promo code DanOnGolf20, you get 20% off your first order, which brings these incredible sunglasses down to around $30. So what I would do if I were you is I would go to knockaround.com/golf. I'd pick a couple styles. I'd order 3, and it's still less than the price of 1 from the other guys. Patrick Reed is on a heater.
Push and pee.
He pushed and pee, that's right. He wins in Qatar, so he's now got 2 wins. He won in Dubai. He lost in a playoff in Bahrain. You like that? A little Bach. And then he wins in Qatar. There was some talk about how he's going to get his status back. He's basically locked in to being in the top 10 of the DP World Tour list and going to get full status for 2027. He's also up to number 17 in the world. So that's crucial because being in the top 10 of the DP World Tour, that will not get you into signature events starting in, whenever they start next year. We don't know what the schedule's going to look like. But the way this guy is playing, it sure looks like he's going to be in the top 30 in the world. He still gets to play in all the majors. He's also going to play the Genesis Scottish Open, which is a co-sanctioned event. So P. Reed looking very likely to be fully back on tour. He can start accepting sponsor invites in August. He can play in the fall, which he probably will because no one likes playing golf tournaments more than Patrick Reed. He's doing it all with the black Under Armour and the black Montclair hat.
Montclair hat, still there. Most expensive piece of clothing on his body, I learned.
How much is that hat?
$420.
Well,
Also, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is P. Reed low-key just showing us that there was a pathway back to playing in whatever tournaments you wanted to just by playing well? And he just left LIV, so and he has gotten back to 17 in OWGR. He made that rise
winning
while being a part of LIV and playing DP World Tour events and paying the fine.
Winning solves everything.
It was there.
Winning solves absolutely everything. And that's what Tiger Woods used to say, and it's the truest thing in our sport. Over on LIV, Elvis Smiley won in Riyadh, minus 24 for 3 rounds, and he got some world ranking points. So he's an Australian who just joined Ripper GC. He's up to number 77 in the rankings. A lot of the LIV guys kind of bitched about, we didn't get enough world ranking points. This guy with a couple more good finishes can play his way into the Masters by being in the top 50. I tried to watch a little bit of the LIV Riyadh event. Unwatchable.
Yeah.
Unwatchable.
It kind of is. It was during the daytime.
It was an unserious watch. It looked like the Good Desert Open, just with more lights, more music, and better golfers.
And less people.
It was just, not my favorite. Okay, James Nicholas. You guys might know him from all his content. He's been one of the first kind of content creators in the pro golf space. He eagled 18 to win the Korn Ferry Tour event down in South America. Amazing to see him out there earning it in the dirt. He made a good run at the U.S. Open at Oakmont where he made the cut. Let's watch this clip of him sinking that eagle.
Wow, it was 9-footer?
Yeah, I mean, he was only 2 putts to win, but I respect, that we talk about the leader lag. That was not a leader lag. In college golf, Jackson Koivin, who is the world #1 amateur, and remember, this guy locked up his PGA Tour card in May of last year through PGA Tour U Accelerated. So he could have been playing on the PGA Tour this year, opted to go back to Auburn. He broke Tiger's 36-hole scoring record in college golf by shooting 62-62 in the first 2 rounds. This was in Hawaii at a resort golf course. I imagine there was no wind, par 72, under 7,000 yards for these guys. They'll feast. He ends up shooting 25 under for 54 holes to win the Amer Airy Invitational by 5. And Auburn won the team competition with a score of minus 77.
Jesus.
Yeah. So you used to say stay in school, kids, because the pros are really hard. College golf's pretty hard too.
Yeah.
You got to be a damn good player.
Stay in high school.
And I asked Jackson Coyven last year about his decision to return, and he told me college is too good. It's hard to beat. Free travel, all your friends there, get your education. All the guys on tour cherish their college years. I'll go when I'm ready. We did I think our first Scratch U was with Auburn, and Jackson Coyven was in that video along with Brendan Valdez, who is missing some time as he's got a cancer situation. So we're wishing him the best for Brendan, and Josiah Gilbert, who is one of the top 15 or 20 amateurs in the world as well. So if you're looking for some good golf to watch, that was a pretty fun one. All right, cue the lights. We got an official statement. So the PGA Tour is going with March is going to be major as their tagline. They want to make the players a major because they own the players. It's a PGA Tour event. They don't own the other four majors. It's one of the interesting things in our sport. When I explain people, people would ask a lot during the whole live conversation, explain to me the majors. Well, imagine if like the NFL didn't own the Super Bowl and there were also 3 other Super Bowls and the NFL didn't own those either. So it makes sense that the PGA Tour wants to do this. And I saw a lot of people saying, well, who decides what a major is? Is there like an actual board or a body? The answer is no one really. So before the 1960s, the majors included the US and the British amateur. And Arnold Palmer kind of started it with the help of a scribe, Herbert Warren Wind, who started talking about the Grand Slam. He still needed to win the PGA, and one other one he said, I want my Grand Slam of my own. So I get why the PGA Tour is doing this. They're like, there's no rules. Let's make this thing a major. So here are my thoughts on the matter. The players is already above every other non-major. When you assess a player's career, you talk about how many majors and then how many players they won. Now, I disagree with Brandel Chambly that it's already a major and the best one and the hardest to win. And I disagree with Eamon Lynch that the players should go international because TPC Sawgrass is part of the appeal of the players. It's an iconic course in a real hub of golf. Now, I'm not opposed to the players being a major, but 3 things absolutely have to happen. It's a non-negotiable if these 3 things don't happen. Number 1, they need to invite the top live players. It would be such a flex, too, to be like, yeah, we've got one and we'll just take your best guys for that. Like, you can't have a major without John Rahm or Bryson DeChambeau. You just can't. And the reason the majors didn't ban live players is because they know if you want to win one of the big ones, you need to beat the best players. So the first thing is they'd have to invite the best player. It can't just be PGA Tour players. You got to invite the best live players. You got to invite the best DP World Tour players. Number 2, we cannot retroactively give out majors. We can't say, oh, the players is a major, so now, Cameron Smith has 2 major championships. That you have to know that you're trying to win a major while you're playing down the stretch. That is the pressure of it. Like, that's a key part of it. And number 3, the PGA Championship, or one of the other majors, has to go international. 4 out of 5 majors in the U.S. is too much. It's too U.S.-centric. I know, it's the PGA of America, but there are PGAs in other countries. There's, PGA of Great Britain and Ireland, PGA of Australia. So if the PGA Championship moved around or was in, say, Australia, I'd be much more open to this conversation. Now, the Players has all the tools. It has the iconic golf course. It has the electric on-site feel. We've been there. It's an amazing tournament. It's got huge money. It already does have a lot of cachet. But for me, those 3 things, invite non-PGA Tour players, no retroactively giving out majors, and one of the majors has to then go outside of the United States. Those are musts. Your thoughts, Ben?
I agree with every single one of your musts. Like, that stuff has to happen. You have to have the best players in the world there. You can't give people who didn't think they were playing for a major. I think there's one thing that we all need to agree on if this is going to be a thing. And I think that's actually part of it, is that we all have to agree on it. If there's no official...
Well, that's why they're doing the marketing push, is because, like, people like us, people like, other podcasts, like, that's part of it.
Right? We all kind of have to agree on the discourse post-decision, because what this is going to do is bifurcate the discussion. They're going to be half of a camp that's like, I'm never going to acknowledge it as a major, and I'm only going to say that you won one of these 4, right? And then there's the camp that's going to embrace it. And I find myself in that latter camp because, much like our former president once said, it grows the economy. Yeah. It hurts nobody.
It's good for everybody.
It helps everyone.
It's
However,
good for the economy.
We just all have to know that the conversations are going to have caveats in them.
Yeah.
There are going to be people that will not have that conversation.
It's going to be messy.
It's going to be messy.
Yeah.
We just have to know that this is going to be messy. And I think that if we can all agree that there needs to be some sort of caveat, even if you support the Players' Championship as a major, you have to caveat that, because we're going to be comparing guys from decades ago that didn't have this chance to
But it's
think
already,
about.
but it's already in a weird mix, because like when you compare, we had Alex Myers on the show, throwing soil on Byron Nelson and Sam Snead's grave.
Sure.
There's already a weird comparison. We talk about Tiger's 82 wins versus Sam Snead's 82 wins. Like, it's never going to be, things change. Like I said, the U.S. Amateur and the British Amateur used to be major championships, and there's already a hierarchy of majors, right? Like a guy who's won, I'll choose Zach Johnson as an example. Zach Johnson's won the Masters and won the Open Championship at St. Andrews versus, Justin Thomas has won 2 PGA championships. Like, those things are not necessarily equal.
Right.
So there's already a hierarchy of majors. So I'm not opposed to this in the macro sense, but we can't just wave our hands and say there's a 5th major. Like, something has to actually change, which is you have to invite players who are not on the PGA Tour. You cannot retroactively give up majors, and one of the majors has to go international. Maybe the Open Championship. There were some whispers that maybe the Open Championship, moves. That people aren't going to like that. One of the majors has to then go out. We can't have 4 of the 5 majors.
The U.S. Open can't. The Masters can't. So there's an obvious choice.
Right. The PGA Championship.
I also think like the conversation that has to take place is. Sorry, we can move on from this.
You're over it?
I think we made our point.
I think we made our point as well. It's a good time, I think, to catch up with Collin Morikawa. So we did this interview on Wednesday. Are you okay? You look a little sad.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You
I'm
sure?
good. I just lost my thought.
It's
and
okay.
I thought we talked enough about it, so it's fine.
No, you're fine. I thought it was a good time to catch up with Collin. So we did this interview on Wednesday in Phoenix. He made the cut on the number, did nothing on the weekend. He finished tied for 54th. That's 9 straight top 10s without a top 10. He did not play well in the Ryder Cup. I'm actually seeing a lot of like vitriol to this guy online, which I don't get. I've always had a good relationship with him. But there's no one who knows about their struggles more than Collin Morikawa. So let's roll my interview with Collin Morikawa. All right, we are joined by 2-time major champion Collin Morikawa. I start every interview with a tour pro with this question: what is the state of Collin Morikawa's golf game?
Like what scale? I think belief scale, it's through the roof. Actual skill, it's coming together.
So you feel like you're closer?
Yeah, the body's been in a weird spot like the past few years, and it's no excuse. I mean, it's all on me. I mean, we have to take care of ourselves, but if I could just move slightly better, get in the positions I want to be in, the feel is still there. And that's the hardest thing, is the feel's there, but sometimes if the body doesn't do what you want, because it, 1, can't, or 2, it's in a different pattern, it makes golf so frustrating.
So what is it with the body?
Yeah.
Is it injuries? Is it like lack of flexibility?
I've hurt my back a few times, and then that goes into the flexibility, that goes in the movement patterns of, for me, my swing is based on obviously how my wrists work, but also being able to clear out really well. And if I can't clear out, I'm in block fades or pull draws, and it's, I see a golf course one way and the way I want to play it, yet when those shots aren't going where you want, it's frustrating. But we're on the up.
So I am pro Hawaii. I'm famously pro Hawaii. Love Hawaii.
Oh, I love it too.
Think it's awesome. Think it'd be a real shame if the tour doesn't go back to Hawaii. But it's one thing coming from me. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I do. I obviously have ties to Hawaii. My entire dad's side of the family's from there. Look, even if it was a fall event or a different part of the schedule, or like on the way to Asia, and guys that go play Japan, like let's make it a 2-way tournament trip or 3 tournament trip. I love it. I'm a West Coast. You're a West Coast guy. I think we like being on that side of the country, and it's just there's just nothing like Hawaii. It's a very, very relaxing feeling, but it was always a nice way to start the year, especially for me at Kapalua.
So I saw one of your Instagram captions was some improvements were seen in the off season, some were not. So were you not entering the year feeling the way you wanted to?
No, it was. You're hoping that it all plays out. Yet sometimes you go and play, and you can never replicate a tournament. So
even at home, you're playing money games.
No, you can play for a ridiculous amount of money, like uncomfortable amounts, and it's still not the same. Because when you're out here, like you're not hitting a shot because it's for $1,000 or $5. Like you're hitting a shot because like you want to win the tournament. It's impossible to replicate. It really is.
Are you the second best athlete in your family? Because I feel like every time in your marriage, because every time I look at the Instagram, I feel like she's run another marathon. Don't you have to like recover from those things?
Yeah, she's already trying to run again. She's psycho.
How many has she done?
She's done 3. I think her best was like 3:30. Second best athlete, I don't know. agree to disagree.
But she's got to be like
she's
runs
very athletic though.
But she runs. She got to run all the time, like on the road. She finds routes and stuff.
Oh yeah, she's mapping it all out, and they're not 3 mile run. Like she's running 7 miles, 13 miles. Like she'll sign up for half marathons just to do them, because like that's a normal day. Where that's not a normal day.
Do you run at all? Is that part of like your process?
No. You know, she has a really addictive, and I think all of us do. Like every professional athlete, like we have very addictive personalities, and she has that to the extreme. I mean, during COVID, she said she was going to read. She bought a Kindle, never read for a year, and then I think like 2 years later, she read like 160 books in a year.
So she just, when she does something, she
goes to exactly. So, you know, with running.
160 books in 1 year.
Yeah. So I play Seminole. So I play the Seminole Pro member with David Novak, and this was before she was going to run a full. She didn't know if she wanted to. He looked at her directly in the eye, I shit you not, and said, "You don't look like a half person."
And from then on.
And then from then on, she's like, "Well, I got to do a full." And now I don't know. It's a weird addiction, really.
It's a good addiction. But there's a lot of addictions that are a lot worse than running 30 miles.
I guess. I mean, it's pretty bad. It sounds miserable.
You had so much success so early in your career, and I did an interview with Padraig Harrington, and he said, you know, experience is great, but there's also something about sort of the blissful ignorance of youth, and there's this sort of, those things cross, right? You don't have scar tissue. Do you agree with that? Like when you look back at your you know, you won 2 of your first 8 majors. Did you feel like you didn't even know what you were doing, or how do you kind of explain that?
I think, you know, the mindset hasn't changed necessarily, like how I show up at these events, but I think golf was just so much simpler, and I think there was an art when I went and first turned pro. Like I never used to use a TrackMan. I like maybe used the TrackMan 3 times in college, just because like it was cool. But there's an art and there's a creativity side that I think I used to have, and you kind of get down this path of like just following the conventional route.
Right, so you're like, I'm a pro, I got to have the numbers.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily like it's a bad thing, but it adds up, and it adds up over time, and you realize like, man, like you're not the same golfer, and whether, you know, the body's not moving as well, you add a few more things, you add a coach, you add this and that. I mean, it goes away from that like 15-year-old self of going out to Chevy Chase and screwing around and saying, oh, all right, let's go shoot 5 under for 9 holes, like blindfolded.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch videos? Do you ever watch videos of yourself when you were younger?
Way too much. Like way too much.
Because obviously like, the first one you won.
Disgusting amounts.
The first one you won, there weren't that many fans there, but the second one you won, there were fans there, and I remember you putted so well that day. I felt you made so many like par putts. So you still watch them sometimes?
Oh yeah, I watch them a lot. It's one to see if I can remember like certain things. I remember a lot of things throughout those weeks, but sometimes just watching those old videos, like maybe something will click in the swing or the putting. Bad rabbit holes to go down.
Where do we stand with putters? Where are we?
Got a new one this week.
How many putters do you think that you have had?
Got a new one.
Have you counted?
It was no, I don't want to count. It was funny. I was before my prime today. Hideki was waiting because it was all backed up, and I was like, man, you must have a lot of putters, and they must be worth a lot, and my putters must be worth nothing. There's a lot. You know, I think I've gotten, when it gets to putting, I think putting's such a feel thing, and I've gone so far away from that, and it's just over time, like you build up these mechanics that you think you need. I'm just going back to feel. And, you know, what I used to do in college, like I had no idea how to putt. I just said, I'm going to putt, and I'm going to putt well. And, you know, that's what I'm going to go back to. If it doesn't look good, I don't care. Like, let's just see if we can roll some putts in.
So I feel like I've been gaslit to believe that the Europeans won the Ryder Cup because they have smarter stats guys, they care more, and they have better shampoo. Is that I mean, no, but I mean, I'm obviously joking, but like there seems to be this narrative that like you guys don't care as much, or, you know, that can't be true.
No, I mean, maybe that was the narrative a while ago and a long time ago, but I think our group of guys that have played over the last, at least my 3 Ryder Cups, like we care, we get along well. Maybe we have to push a narrative for people to believe it, but like, I don't know. Like I could text any one of these guys and ask them to go to dinner, or ask them a question about anything. we just didn't play well. Like
First 2 days.
You know, we didn't get that momentum. We didn't get the few putts that we needed to drop. Condition-wise, like we had a real tough time controlling spin out of the fairways, and I mean, we played against Rory and Tommy, Harry and I did, and like it was almost better to play out of the rough because there wasn't any rough. But put all excuses aside, like simply we just didn't play well.
Yeah, it happens.
It's like
in golf.
that's golf. Like that's what's so tough in match play is it doesn't necessarily show who's playing the best, but it's just like if you can get one thing to drop momentum-wise, I mean that might be like the Jenga tower. Like you pull one out and everything else.
Well, I mean, we saw it on Sunday when you guys got the
Yeah.
momentum, and then like everything shifted.
Yeah, so we just have to play better.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I know it. I know I got to play better, but
It sounds pretty.
we're trying. Like it's not that I'm not trying. Like I show up trying. Trust me.
There was some talk that maybe like with the fans being as aggressive as it were, that it put you guys in kind of like an awkward spot. Did you feel that at all?
I got so thromped the first 2 days that I didn't really hear the aggressive nature of that. But yeah, it puts everyone in an uncomfortable position because I think in any sport, for one, like you don't hear, like if you're playing football, like you don't hear anything, right? Like you don't hear what someone's sitting in row 435. In golf, like we're this close,
Literally.
and even though
there's an expectation of silence too.
we don't hear it and we do hear it, right? So it's not there. You know, everyone thinks that rope is like the magical border that just nothing gets through. Like it's not how it works. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a point of respect and there's a point of like pushing the boundaries. I think the fans might have poked the bear a little bit too hard and
maybe like motivated them a little bit
and got on the other side. Yeah, and I think they came in knowing it, and when it got over on that edge that just was too far, you know, it probably just helped them to, you know, when they were playing well, to keep playing well.
Turning 29 on Friday, same birthday as my dad. He would be mad at me if I didn't say that.
Happy birthday, Mr. Rappaport.
What's it feel like to be like a vet? Or you know, I remember when we did an interview a couple years ago, and I said, you know, you're 27, you're in your late 20s. You said, I don't think 27 is late 20s. You're late 20s guy now.
I'm very late 20s. I still have this weird balance. These kids that are coming out that are, you know, 20, 22, 23, I still feel young. My body doesn't feel young. I saw this like sheet that had everyone's age for the year, and I think the average age is still like 31, 32. So I still feel young, but I've definitely been out here for enough time where like I know what's going on. Like nothing is eye-opening. Even today, I mean, I remember 2 years ago in 23, last time I was here, like I felt 16, like I was juiced. Today, like I could think about every thought in my head and be completely fine, and I think that just comes with experience and time.
Well, a 45-year-old absolutely dominated last week.
Yeah,
so
Rosie,
you got plenty of
LAGC,
time.
baby.
What'd you make of? I mean, you've spent a lot of time with him. Your same agency. I know you guys. You're obviously teammates in TGL. You talked about your wife being like pretty serious about. Like, he's pretty serious about his stuff.
Yeah, he was one of the first pros I ever got to talk to just through the agency thing when he was #1 in the world. Like this was as I was turning pro, and the way he goes about his business, it's very detailed, it's very oriented and very structured, unlike many other people. Like he sticks to that and he says this is how we're going to get it done. So at 45, I mean, I've got my fingers crossed that we could be doing what he's doing. It's impressive.
The last question for you: What would make this year a success?
I think just winning again. Like winning, you know, I think I can win multiple times, but I've just got to unlock that freedom and that kid-like sense of playing golf again. I've just gotten too much in my head. I've gotten too much, you know, this needs to be this way, this has to be this way for things to fall. That would be success, but I mean, there's a lot of other things in life that I can enjoy and, you know, get away from. I'm still enjoying life. It's just, it's a lot more fun when.
But yeah, no, I mean, I was going to ask. I lied about the last question, but I was going to ask, like, is it hard when you're a professional golfer? Obviously, you have so many other things going on in your life, but is it hard when you're going through a tough patch to not let it bleed into your personal life?
I've been really good about being able to divide it and saying, like, when I go home, like, I can go and focus and do other things. Do I still think about golf? Do I still watch the videos? Absolutely. I mean, it's what I do. Like, this is, at the end of the day, like, I'm trying to get better, and Kat knows that, and she respects that. But yeah, I do have to go enjoy other things. Like, I've realized you can't replace all these memories that you make. Like, memories are the biggest thing and the only thing that you can hold on to for the rest of your life. Like, it really is. So if you can go do something crazy for a day, or you go on a vacation, or you go do a dinner, whatever it may be, like, those are the memories that you want to make and you want to remember. Golf is, it's there. I care about it.
When are we getting Morikawa's restaurant?
I don't know if I want to go down that road.
Why?
I think I like too many different cuisines. I would want to make too many things. I'd be so picky with how it's plated and how everything comes out, and maybe like later, like past 50, got nothing to do.
Yeah, like with GMAC and Nana Blue. Like, I could see you doing that.
That's like later down. We'll reconnect when I'm with 20 years, 49. See how it rolls.
All right, sounds good to me.
You gonna invest?
Am I gonna invest? I thought you said, am I gonna go to dinner? I'll go to dinner there. I don't know if I'm investing in a restaurant. I don't get paid like the tour players,
You might have a big audience,
Yeah.
It might be influential.
In 20 years, if I'm in a position to invest in Morikawa's, I will invest.
Okay, we'll change the name, but yeah, we'll work on it.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.
Good stuff. He said in that interview that he feels like he's doing a good job of not letting his on-course struggles bleed into his personal life, and I felt like that interview was like a pretty good example of that.
One of the more open interviews I've seen him do.
Yeah.
And it's nice to hear him talk about the kid stuff. It's like, I think he might need to hit the sim without the sim on.
Yeah.
You know how Rory did that, just to like find his feel again.
Hit the damn ball.
Just make contact.
All right, we're going to roll into the Dankings. We love the Dankings. We got an awesome, if I do say so myself, category for you guys today. We are going to be ranking the most fun tour players to play a casual round with a caveat. Top 20 in the official World Golf Rankings, not eligible. So,
nice.
So you want to play around with Scotty Scheffler, I bet you do. You want to play around with Rory McIlroy. Like, get in line, pal. We're talking outside the top 20.
Cool.
We're going to start with number 10. Kashmir Keith Mitchell. My first time kind of hanging out with this guy was at the Tito Shorties Classic. He was box office. He was awesome. He was boozing. He was hitting amazing shots. Got the style. He's been doing some like commentary stuff. I saw he did like a kind of man on the street interview, or Taylor Bartley was actually featured in that video.
Right.
He was a fantastic in that. He was on the Smiley Happy Hour on Golf Channel. He was great in that. Number 10, Keith Mitchell. Number 9, saw at the gala. Just the nicest guy you'll ever meet in your life. Wouldn't hurt a fly. And also, he's really fun to watch. I think he's kind of a righty Bubba Watson. I mean, he hits banana slices. He hits rope hooks. Like, he'll miss a fairway. He'll make a par from absolutely everywhere. And he's just such a nice fellow. He would be a great playing partner. Number 7, Jason Day. I could listen to that Aussie accent forever. I could also watch this guy chip forever. He's the first person to chip in on our One Hole With series, which was fantastic. And with I missed Neil. Oh, we're going to, okay. I screwed that up.
Apologies to Neil Shipley.
Rewind it. Our apologies to Neil Shipley. Number 8 is Neil Shipley. That actually wasn't even planned.
I know,
but
it's
Neil
nice.
Shipley lives on. Number 8 is Neil Shipley. Just as fun as they come. He doesn't take himself too seriously, and also one of these rounds would probably be at one of his country clubs. This guy has quite the collection of country clubs.
Oakmont,
yes, for
please.
where he is. A round at Oakmont with Neil Shipley sounds pretty damn good to me. Number 7 is Jason Day, for the same reasons I said before. That Australian accent is silky. I could watch him chip all day, and he's got the Lads channel, so he's obviously very good at making conversation and keeping things light on the golf course. Number 6, Tyrrell Hatton. Because I think what you see is what you get with this guy. He's a psycho out there in competition, and from what I've heard, he's a psycho out there in a casual round.
Yeah, I don't think he takes it any less seriously.
So I think that it would be box office. Number 5, Jake Knapp. Really chill. You'd probably get better at golf from osmosis just by watching that tempo. He's really impressive to watch in person, man. It looks like he's swinging in slow motion. I've described his swing as if John Daly and Fred Couples had a baby. Watching that for 4 hours would be fantastic. Number 4, Joel Damon. Been lucky to play a little. Actually, I haven't played with him, but I've caddied for him in our series. It's all real with Joel.
Yeah.
He's exactly what you think he is, and even better, and even kinder, and a lot smarter, and a lot better golfer than he lets on. So I think he'd go out there and shoot 64 with you, maybe have a couple cocktails, and just be the man. Number 3, Shane Lowry. I have been lucky enough to play with Shane. He hosted us in Ireland when I was there with my buddies and my dad. Just an incredible experience. So many stories. So nice. Been in the Ryder Cup team rooms. Major champion. He's a burgeoning legend of the game. Number 3 is Shane Lowry. Number 2 is Jordan Spieth. We did a 1-hole with Jordan Spieth.
It's an interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean, he's outside the top 20, but he's so personable. Like, that was my first time ever spending time with him when we did that video, and he was so cool. He was, like, giving me shit. He was like, where's Dan? Dan's off the clock. Dan's finished. And just playing around with Jordan. I mean, this guy's a legend of the game, an absolute legend of the game. And number 1, Siwoo Kim.
Ooh.
The funniest guy out there. Picked up cigarettes late in life, which I think is just fucking hilarious. Knows that he's probably a better putter with the long putter, but calls it a cheat club. Said that Scottie Scheffler made him feel so poor, like he wasn't even on the PGA Tour. He's hilarious, and he's playing some incredible golf. Siwoo, I have so much respect for him learning English, showing his personality in English. Siwoo Kim is my number 1 most fun tour player right now to play a casual round with. What do you think of that list?
I think number 1, you chose the right guy for chatter. Like, that's the chatter I want to hear. His, like, post-shot commentary is some of the more comedic.
And he also just fires at every fucking pin. So he's going to be trying to set the course record.
And he's a dog.
Every time that he is out there. All right, let's talk about Zone Nicotine. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. We were in Phoenix last week. It was awesome. Phoenix brought the heat, both literally and figuratively. And a brand new flavor of Zone nicotine pouches has just arrived. A jalapeno lime. You've got them.
Yeah.
A jalapeno lime, a burst of citrus meets a subtle fiery kick, which is a perfect description. Now available exclusively at select Phoenix area Circle K stores. While you're there, take advantage of the, get this, buy 1, get 4 free promotion. Buy 1, leave with 5. Offer valid January 26th through February 15th, so still 6 days, 2026. We're going to roll into Give Me a Winner. We'll talk about our one and done that we were doing with our friends at Splash Sports. We had Brooks Koepka this week. He didn't make the cut.
Tough.
That's bad. That's my bad. We've had 2 good picks. Only 1 official good pick because I forgot to hit submit on Jake Knapp at the Farmers. We've had 2 bad picks, but we move along. This week, first signature event. So the way that these one and dones work is you get the money that the player earns. There's big money this week, so you have to be strategic with the one and dones. Like, you're not just going to blow your load on Scottie Scheffler. We're going to pick Viktor Hovland this week.
Oh, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Top 10 in his first start on the PGA Tour this year. He won the U.S. Amateur, not amateur. He won the U.S. Amateur at Pebble Beach. He had a great open there as an amateur. I like the way he's playing. It's a big money week. I'm thinking Victor, might win, might finish in the top 5. Viktor Hovland is the one and done. We also got to give a shout out to our guy Rick Gehman. He had a really, really good week. So we can show his. So we had Scottie Scheffler to win the tournament. He lost by 1. He missed the playoff by 1. We had Michael Thorbjornsen top 10 plus 470 payout. I hope some of you tailed that. Yeah. And Maverick McNeely top 20 plus 125. And this is the thing that I want to tell the audience. Ride with Rick Gehman for the whole year. Do not be discouraged by one bad week because golf is weird. There's a lot of variance. But Rick was up big time last year, and he's up big time this year already. We are up 3.7 units. So if you're betting $100, we don't unit shame here. Maybe it's $20 is your unit. We're up plus 3.7 units. And I don't even feel like Rick's hit his stride yet. He hit it this week. And we are going to roll now Rick's picks for the Pebble Beach tournament.
Pebble Beach is not only a historically great venue, but it's a statistically unique venue. It doesn't even crack 7,000 yards on the scorecard, and it's got these itty-bitty little greens that are going to be missed frequently, so you've got to be able to have a lot of precision and accuracy or a great short game to be able to get up and down when you do inevitably miss those greens. So my winner for this week certainly fits that bill, and it's Russell Henley, who's off to a great start in 2026 doing Russell Henley things. He's picked up 9 strokes on approach in the first 2 events that he's played here in 2026, which were a T19 at Waialae and then the T8 at the American Express. And when you talk about a golf course that does not require distance, one that demands accuracy both off the tee and on your second shots with a lot of wedges in, that screams Russell Henley to me. To finish inside the top 10, I've gone with Shane Lowry. And if you only watch the PGA Tour, you're like, where's Shane Lowry been? Because he has not played on the tour since the Tour Championship. But he's teed it up like 9 times on the DP World Tour since then. He's picking up strokes on approach at a ridiculously high rate. He finished 3rd in Dubai. He's got a bunch of top 15 finishes along the way, and he finished runner-up here last year. So I think there's also a little bit of value on some of these guys that the public hasn't seen in the last couple of months, maybe forgotten about just a little bit. And I think Shane Lowry fits that criteria. A guy that doesn't fit that criteria is Justin Rose. He just won in his last start. you should know who he is. This should not be that big of a surprise, but what a great time to be Justin Rose. A runaway victory at Torrey Pines where he looked nearly unbeatable, and now he goes back to a place where he's had so much success in his career. He won this event a couple of years ago. It continues to fit kind of the Rosy skill set, which is be accurate off the tee, hit it on a line, lean on your wedges, lean on your short game, and he has just turned into a phenomenal player here at now age 45. I think a top 20 is a reasonable place to put your funds for Justin Rose. Probably unlikely that he goes back-to-back. This is going to be a stronger field with the injection of Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Russell Henley, amongst others. So tempering expectations just a little bit, but I do like that he's had a little bit of time off between the victory and this event to get reset and prepared for the week. Let's have a good one, guys. Talk to you soon.
I love those picks. I feel like, Russell Henley is picked to win, finished tied for 5th last year. Shane Lowry is picked to finish top 10, was solo 2nd last year. Justin Rose is playing incredible golf, finished tied for 3rd last year. So, if you're not following Rick Gehman, I don't know what you're doing.
Walk that shit.
All right, we're going to move into our dog of the week. And before we talk about who our dog of the week is, we're going to talk about who's not dog of the week.
Who's not?
I am not dog of the week.
Why?
Because I had the opportunity to play my Paramour, Riviera Country Club. We've got the course map right there. In tournament conditions, the stanchions were up. I played the back tees. Now some of the tees were closed. You know, the new tee on 4, which you can see the ocean. I'm really excited for everyone to get a look at that. The new tee on 18, which is like 498 yards. That hole is even more of a beast. But I played as far back as I could, and it was my dad's birthday. I really wanted to lock in for the round, and I played 15 of the best golf holes that I've ever played. I made a 25-footer for birdie on 15 to move to 2 under for the round in tournament conditions. And then I had what I consider to be a malignant tumor of a thought that came through my head. My first thought after making that putt on 18 is, what do I shoot if I go double, double, double coming down the stretch? And as soon as that thought popped in my head, I said, oh my God, what are you doing? What is that thought? And I tried my hardest to get rid of it, but I just couldn't. Let's show my scorecard. Those are a bunch of squares at the end.
I went the standard at the square. You had a square in your mind.
I went bogey, bogey, bogey to finish. I still shot 72 from the tips, which is a great round, but it was a choke. And that's what I wrote on the scorecard, choke. And I sent a message to Dr. Izzy Justice. Did you remember Dr. Izzy Justice with the neurohacks from the intro of our show? The guy's going tight, 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 tight. And I sent him a message. I said, I hooped a 25-footer on 15 to get to -2 in tournament conditions, and the first thought in my head was, what do I shoot if I go double, double, double coming in? I'm sick. And he said, nah, bruh, you're not sick. This is a very common type thought when in a new situation of consequence. A few thoughts. 1, no offense, but you clearly did not prepare for the situation. A big part of your prep should be both. What if I am 3 over after the first 3 holes? How do I salvage my round? And what if I'm 3 under after 15? Rehearse these. Good coaches in other sports practice all kinds of last-minute scenarios. Have a plan. Secondly, the negative thoughts are not the problem. Accept and replace with a neurohack. That is literally it. It sounds so simple.
He wants you to go tight, 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 tight.
Yeah.
And then he wants you to think like a tour pro.
I actually did it on 18, but I didn't really believe it. I did like a half version of it. And I hit 3 terrible shots coming home. I hit like a fanned 9-iron that plugged in the front bunker on 16. Actually a decent bogey. 17, I pulled my drive left, laid up to 80 yards to a back pin, hit it over the green like a dumbass. And then 18, I hit it in the right rough and needed to cut it around those trees. And with the rough as long as it is, you simply cannot cut it out of that rough. So 3 bogeys coming in. I am not dog of the week. Our dog of the week is all of the PGA Tour wives and girlfriends. So they had their big event this week in Scottsdale. It was an Olympic theme. And I just want to give a shout out to the ladies because, you know, for every lady that you might see documenting their journey on social media or on TikTok, there's 5 others who aren't. And I had dinner at Joel Damon's house this week and we were talking to Lana Damon and to Courtney Shank, Adam Shank's wife. And the sacrifice that these women make for their men is unbelievable. You have women who are, you know, they have degrees, there's lawyers, there's nurse practitioners, and they put all of that aside to help their guys chase their dream. And they travel with them because they know that, and I'm experiencing this a little bit, my wife coming with me on the road, it makes a world of difference to have your support system there.
Yeah.
And they sacrifice so damn much. And so I thought this event was awesome. And I just wanted to give a shout out to, behind these great players are a support system. And that includes the coaches and the mental coaches, but it also includes the wives and the girlfriends who are putting their entire lives on hold to help their men chase their dreams. So they are our dog of the week.
It's a good week to do that too, because it's a tournament that gets talked about for so many things, except the beautiful things that happen, like the work that the Thunderbirds do, and that the PGA Tour wives hold their event there. Like, there's other stuff happening besides drunk guys and dumb YouTubers.
And people will be cynical and say, oh, they're making all this money. No amount of money insulates you from having to bring your traveling circus on the road with young kids and put your life on hold. And just because someone's well paid doesn't mean that they don't have issues in their life. And
they're doing the event for charity.
Yeah, and they're doing the event for charity. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to all the wives and the girlfriends out there. All right, we're going to close, as we always do, with Chirps from the Gallery. So our interview with Wesley Bryant made the rounds last week. I saw it on Zyre Golf. They credited us, which is awesome. I saw it on one account that didn't credit us, which is not so awesome. But Nuclear Golf tweeted it, and they said, PGA Tour star Wesley Bryant, and this is what Wesley Bryant had to respond to that. I am not a PGA Tour star.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, which I appreciate. Like, he knows his place in the game, and I thought it was, when we were having this chat, I asked him, what events would you want to play? And he said, Bermuda.
Yeah.
He said, Myrtle Beach. He said Utah. We're not talking, Torrey, Pebble. So, I think Wesley understands where he stands in the game. Willie Wilcox has been staying at my house forever. He's actually up in Pebble this week. He'll be back next week for the Riviera event. Look at the run of golf that our man Willie has been on. He played in that Melbourne event where he gave us that incredible official statement where he said, tied with this legend. This other guy won. Can't remember his name. He's a legend too. I flushed it, obviously. So he played Torrey North, and he drove up the 5 freeway. Or the 405 or the 5, I'm not really sure. He played Hillcrest, Bel Air, Riviera, Brentwood, and then I got a text. He was going to stay at our house for another night, and I was out at Riviera on Friday, and I got a text saying, hey, I got an opportunity to play Olympic at 10:30 tomorrow, so he just got in his car and drove.
When I arrived for the watch-along on Sunday, Willie's bed was already freshly made in the doghouse.
He left the house like a dream. He left it cleaner than he found it. But I just thought it was, what a life, man. He just, he caddies for Sungjae. Sungjae's injured, so he hasn't been caddying, but he just drives around playing. He will travel for golf. Like, he got a text, come play Olympic Club, which is in San Francisco, which is like a 6 or 7 hour drive or a 5 hour drive, and he just didn't even think twice about it. Got in the car and started driving. The hats at the WM Phoenix Open were a travesty. Look at this one. Leave it in. I mean, this is an absolute disgrace.
I think this is the complete essence of why we hate these kind of hats. Is this hat we're about to?
I mean, this hat says "leave it in." Leave it in. Like, I get it. It's like the pin, but it's also like
I want to walk
penis.
up to guys like that and be like, "Leave what in?"
Yeah. I mean, and then there was another one that was talk birdie to me. I think was what we saw. If you wear this shit on a golf course, we should be able to shoot you. I'm so serious. It's a little aggressive. Andy, can we go back to the one that I skipped, the Rory Scotty one? Okay. Scotty's playing incredible golf right now. And Antifaldo said, Rory might show up to the champions dinner with a bag of semolina and a carton of eggs and ask everyone to make their own ravioli, because that is just how good Scotty Scheffler is playing.
You have to bring the crystal wine glasses too.
It was all eyes were on Scottsdale this week, so we posted the video Inside Scottsdale where we go through these PGA Tour meccas. And, in the first sort of slide of that, I talk about which pros live in certain places. I left out Wyndham Clark, and Wyndham responded. He said, thanks for the mention. I want to make this very clear on my show. Wyndham Clark lives in Scottsdale. Okay, next one. Chris Gotterup, a tradition unlike any other. He does this every time he wins.
Tell him to bring me my money.
It's so funny.
You can't sleep on the dance at the end.
Bring me my money. Xander Schauffele, we have a new made cut streak. 1. He has made the cut, so we got 1 in a row. And then the Super Bowl, which I said I wouldn't talk about because it made my eyes bleed. There was a funny golf-adjacent chirp from Antifaldo. Again, double appearance from Antifaldo. If Gary Player was in charge of the Super Bowl, Gary Player is very, very pro-tree. We're also very pro-tree on this show.
I didn't get that, but now I do, and I'm with it.
It's a good one. Before we leave you with the clip of the week, just a quick programming note. We are going to head to the greatest meeting of land and sea. I'm very excited. You've never been.
First time.
You've never been on the grounds at Pebble Beach. I'm very excited for us to get up there to see your reaction when you make that left turn on the third hole, and then for the next hour, you're just walking in the greatest place ever. It's going to be cold. It's been it's been an incredible, our East Coast listeners don't want to hear this. They've had a brutal winter. We've had the best winter ever. It's been like 75 degrees in LA.
I didn't pack for cold.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be in the 50s, might rain a little bit. We are going to leave you. So we'll be, I said programming note and then forgot to talk about programming. We will be back on Wednesday live from somewhere at Pebble Beach. We haven't really figured it out when. We also have a big announcement on Wednesday's show, which I'm very excited about. Very, very big partnership announcement. And then we'll be back for the watch along on Sunday, and the West Coast swing continues. Very excited. We're going to leave you with our clip of the week. So Dan Brown is a rookie on the PGA Tour. Big guy, long hair. He's a Yorkshire lad, like Matty Fitz, like Danny Willett. And he finished in the top 10 of the DP World Tour, which is how Patrick Reed is going to get his status. And he's playing the PGA Tour, loving it, making hilarious videos. He did one of those that was like 1 day in Arizona, 3 days in Arizona, and then he's wearing the flannel, and then 5 days in Arizona, and he's wearing the cowboy hat. And he also smokes cigarettes, and the internet loves when he smokes cigarettes. So we'll leave you with our clip of the week. I love you, sickos. We will see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, Brownie.